morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning to everyone out there who has the opportunity to, at this time, listen to us on IKD 106.1 FM. Of course, clockwork from here, it's exactly 3 minutes gone past the hour of 11. Another time again for us to talk about matters that concerns our health. You are very conversant with the issues on Thursday, where every Thursdays we do ensure that we have conversations that has to do with our health, regardless of your gender. We ensure that this conversation helps us to stay active health-wise. Today again being a very beautiful Thursday morning, 5th of June 2025, we would have another brilliant conversation in the studio here. So all I can ask for is to crave our indulgence to please sit back, relax and enjoy every moment of the conversation this morning from wherever you might be listening from. This is a conversation that would favor every individual out there. You also know how we do it on the show. We accommodate calls and contributions. So if at all you have questions in line with our conversation today, please feel free, do well to call us on our studio lines 0904 081 1061 or 0904 082 1061. This morning with me in the studio, I have a sanitarian. She happens to be the Principal Environment Health Officer from General Hospital Ikorodu, and we will be rubbing minds together with the World Environment Day. This is a day that has been set aside by the World Health Organization, of course, to ensure that we all stay healthy. Health, like they say, is wealth, and our environment is one way at which we can have a healthy life. So in commemoration with the World Environment Day 2025, set aside for every 5th of June, we also will be talking about this day on the issues today. How important is this day called the World Environment Day? What is the essence of the World Environment Day? What should we be doing when we talk about the World Environment Day? And what are the things we should stop doing in order to ensure that we have a healthy environment? The theme for this year is a future without plastic waste. That is a future without plastic waste. If you're conversant with Lagos, of course, too, you would know that just recently the Lagos state government has ensured that there will be a proper ban enforcement, enforcement of the ban of single-use plastics, and that ban will be enforced from the 1st of July 2025. Now, yesterday being Wednesday, on social media, I saw a lot of Lagosians reacting to the it's not even a new ban, it's not a new policy. It has been, but will be effective from 1st of July. Some Nigerians, Lagosians majorly, are saying, oh, this is unfair and all of that. The reasons to why the Lagos state government wants to put a stop to the single-use plastics in Lagos, you would know today from our sanitarian in person of Mrs. Giwa Sariat. Mrs. Giwa Sariat is with us in the studio this morning and we'll be having the conversation. I am Opeyemi Adebambo. I'll be your anchor for today. I'll take a very, very short coffee break. When I return from this break, we would get started on the conversation, World Environment Day, and the theme for this year, a future without plastic waste. Good morning, Lagos. Thank you for still staying put with us today on the issues on IKD 106.1 FM, talking about the World Environment Day, a future without plastic waste. I would, at this junction, welcome our guest, Mrs. Giwa Sariat. She is a sanitarian from General Hospital Ikorodu. As a matter of fact, she happens to be the Principal Environment Health Officer from this prestigious General Hospital. Good morning to you this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Mr. Anko and the general people listening to us this time around.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Giwa, for joining us this morning. Now, like I said during the introduction of this conversation, we are aware, not everybody anyways, some of us are aware that today, 5th of June, is a day set aside by the WHO as the World Environment Day. Our environment is very key and is very, very germane. Before we even start talking about what should we be doing with our environment, how should we stay clean and all of that, can you just help us understand? Can you help Lagosians, Nigerians all over the world listening to us at this time? The World Environment Day. Why do we have this day? What is the essence of the World Environment Day?
Thank you. The essence of setting today aside, being the 5th day of June, that is always set aside for the celebration of World Environment Day, is purposely to create awareness to all individuals to know more about their environment and know how to take proper care of the environment so that it will help them to live a healthy life. And also to know what are those things that we are doing that can have a negative impact on our health to the environment. And also to let us know the effects of pollutions on the environment, our activities, things that we do daily, the ways that we generate, what impact does it have in our environment? Because a healthy environment produce a healthy population.
I like that part, Mrs. Giwa, where you said a healthy environment produce a very healthy population. Now, the theme for this year says a future without plastic waste, which is to say that this year there is a major focus on plastics. So Lagos State government and some other parts of the world are saying no more plastic waste. We don't want plastics to waste anymore. We will talk about that too in details, but let's come to this angle of some of the major health risks. You know, many a times when you tell somebody that, oh, take care of environment, look at your dustbin, you are not even emptying your dustbin, look at your gutters, they are very dirty. Some people don't even understand that there are health risks involved with all of these safety measures. So can you tell us what are some of the risk factors health-wise that when you have a dirty environment, an unsafe, unclean environment, it might affect your health? Can you put us through that?
When we have a dirty and unclean environment, then we are giving room for the spread of infectious diseases. What do I mean by infectious diseases? They are diseases that have a particular causative agent and that can transmit from one person to another. They have various factors, and those factors, most of them, they breed in a dirty environment. Let's take, for instance, the issue of malaria. We have not been able to tackle the issue of malaria to the bare minimum just because of the way we handle our environment. Take, for instance, some people, their drains are blocked, the water is not free flowing, and this can breed mosquitoes in multiples, which will later carry plasmodium parasites and transmit to other people that the mosquito bites. Aside that, the issue of cholera outbreak that we have recently is because of the unhygienic practice of people. You see some people in open defecation in this era that we have. No, it's not acceptable. And some people, you see them, their waste, they just trash it in the drain or on the main road. No, when there is provision for that, the Loma people are there, ready to cut our waste at any designated junctions. And there are PSPs that are designated to streets, estates, to carry their waste. But people, because they don't want to do what is expected of them, government have already done their part. But our people, you know, sometimes they are just adamant. I don't know. They are just used to it, that this is the way we used to do it, and which is not the right way. And if you continue in the way we want to do it, then we continue to face a lot of health issues that ordinarily we can prevent. And as we all know that prevention is cheaper and better than cure.
I think that, Mrs. Giwa, you're giving me just these things as I want them. You are a sanitarian. Let me take out this time. This will be the first time ever I'll be doing this on radio. But let me take out this time to celebrate Loma as well as PSP in Lagos. Whether we like it or yes, Loma officials, PSP officials, they are doing well in Lagos. Just this morning, I saw a lot of their trucks moving all around Ikorodu. Yeah, I don't know, maybe because today is a environment day. But before today, we know they are always doing their jobs. Now, as a sanitarian, I want to ask you, Mrs. Giwa, if you are going to be very honest and sincere, or if I'm going to place you on the spot and say, okay, by rating, do you think our people are compliant enough? Do you think our people are obedient enough? Do you think our people are doing the needful by disposing their waste, their dirt accurately? Or do you think people still need more awareness? What's the reaction like when you look at our environment today, especially in Lagos here?
Thank you very much. If you look at some areas in Lagos, the level of compliance can be rated 70%. But if you look at other areas, you will see that it's below the 70%, even below the average. Just because it's not that these people, they are not aware of the effect of this thing, but because of what do I call it? Let's say
Maybe they're just being adamant.
They are being adamant, or because of
exposure,
ethnic mentality, that this is how they usually do this thing. Whatever you like, you say this is what we are going to be doing. But what we are employing them is better they abide by the better rules, better options, better alternatives that are provided for them to take proper care of their environment, so that we can all live healthy. According to the slogan of my profession, which says Sanita Sanitatum, Omnia Sanitas. The meaning is the health of one man is the health of all. When one man is healthy, everybody will be healthy. Once I don't carry anything that a vector will come and pick from me and transfer to another person, then there won't be disease. When the environment is clean, everywhere is okay, nobody will be affected. Then if you are helping yourself, you are helping other people. So the health of one man is the health of all. It's very key. We all have to obey the rules and follow instructions. And follow lay down rules that have been set aside, that okay, this is how to do this thing. Don't dump your waste in the drain. Don't accumulate refuse where it's not designated. Don't go into open edification. Don't go into open burning. Don't fell trees unnecessarily. And don't trash waste in the water body. Then we will all live healthy. Because as we trash waste in the water body, we are also damaging the life of the marine, of the aquatic lives. And all these aquatic lives, we depend on them because we get a lot of nutrients from them. And when they go into extinction, then we all face it. So it is better we abide, so that we can all enjoy the environment.
I like the sanitarian slogan. The sanito. How did you say?
I said Sanita Sanitatum, Omnia Sanitas.
Sanita Sanitatum, Omnia Sanitas.
The Sanita Sanitatum is the health of one man. The Omnia Sanitas is the health of all.
Sanita Sanitatum,
Omnia Sanitas. Omnia Sanitas.
I don't know how long that took you, but I'm perceiving that will take me forever to know. If you're listening to us, we are talking about the World Environment Day, and Mrs. Giwa, the Sanitatum, that is the sanitarian in the studio here, she's doing well with all of these informations. Now let's look at another very key part, you know, when we talk about the theme for this year, a future without plastic waste. What were you people thinking? You are the sanitarians. What do you mean by a future without plastic waste? What does that mean? That theme for this year, what does it mean?
Before I proceed, the theme for this year is ending plastic pollution. And in ending plastic pollution, one of the topics that are aligned to be treated on it is a future without plastic waste. When you said ending plastic pollution, means the effect that the plastic is having on the environment, in the atmosphere, we want to curb it. We don't want it to exist again. How do we go about that? Going about that, we have to prevent future generation of plastic waste. And when you said you want to prevent future generation of plastic waste, then you want the environment to be sustainable for the unborn generation. According to SDG, the SDG 14, which says conserving and sustainability of marine life. Then we want to make sure that the marine life is still being preserved for the generation unborn, not that we use our own vital aspect of the marine life, then we deprive the future. No, it's not done that way. Because the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals, is the purpose is the future, the immediate generation should make their own benefits without affecting the future of getting their own benefits. So in that means we have to reduce plastic waste, because this plastic waste, they cause a lot of havoc, a lot of effects in the environment. And if you want to reduce plastic waste, you have to put other alternative that people can use instead of the plastic waste. And part of the alternative is what the Lagos State has taken a drastic step about by banning single-use plastic, which is the styrofoam, which the full enforcement will start by July 1st of this year, 2025. And which we all environmental health officer and all other agencies for enforcement against indiscipline will take a strict action and make sure that is achieved. We sensitize people that we have been doing, and we still continue doing it. And we make sure we penalize anybody who defaults, who fails to comply by the rules. Take for instance, people who like the habit of going to eatery to eat red-made food.
Yes.
And all this red-made food, you won't take your plate from home there. You have to get the plastic from there to package this thing. So we have to find a means of making sure that we don't get plastic, because as we get the plastic, we eat it, we just dump the plastic somewhere. We won't dispose it properly, which is not ideal. So if we embrace the idea of cooking what we want to eat by ourselves, we cook in our house, then we know that the flags that we use to portion the food outside, we won't trash it. We have to bring it back home
and wash
and use it. So if you embrace reuse, then we will reduce the amount of plastic that will be in the environment, that will become a waste that will later pollute our environment. And also we can embrace the use of biodegradable plastics. Those are the plastics that are produced from refined organic materials, that when we use them, even if we want to dispose them, they will decompose easily. Not that they will stay for long in the environment. We can also use the containers that we can use to pack our foods. We can also
which is more safer.
And does not have effect on the environment, and it's not even bringing any effect to us. If you look at this plastic container that we are talking about, if you pack hot food in them, it has some chemical content that will interact with your food.
Maybe I should interject you there, because that was supposed to be the next question I want to ask you. So people listening now, and the way the government, Lagos State government and some other states and all over the world are saying, okay, we want to reduce plastic use, plastic waste and all of these things. We don't want these things to happen anymore. Some persons are wondering and asking the question that, how does this plastic, how does it affect our food? How does it affect our water? How does it affect our health? Some people don't even understand that there's a way it does. Can you help us understand? How does these plastics, how do they affect our food, our water, and our health?
These plastics affect our water. Because when they are dumped in mass in the water, they will first prevent the aquatic life from living their normal life. They will prevent free flow of air. And this plastic can suffocate all this aquatic life. Take for instance the whales, all these big aquatic that will just open their mouth to swallow the smaller fishes.
For survival.
They will mistakenly swallow the plastic waste. Then we shoot them and they will die. Like that, we are reducing the aquatic lives.
True.
Aside from leading to death of the aquatic life, it also blocks our drains. It doesn't allow free flow of water. Then later we will have flooding. That will enter into people's houses, destroy properties, and destroy life.
True. So
it's seriously affecting our water. And all these plastics that we're talking about in water also, they breed vectors of diseases. So we have to take proper care. And on our food, all these single-use plastic, they have a chemical content in them that when it is in contact with it, they release part of this chemical. You can
a little bit of it is released.
Food. If you take, for example, you use a plastic food, you put a food that you're just bringing from the fire in it, the plastic will become lighter as if it's melting. In that process, a lot of chemicals will be released into the food, and it will later affect our health. As it has been researched that this single-use plastic that has just been banned can prone people to cancer and a lot of other diseases. So we just have to stop it.
So this little intake of a plastic substance could bring about cancer. It could be that bad. It could bring about cancer. Now let's look at the other time you were saying it briefly, but I want us to go into details now of how you intend to implement and enforce these things. You are a sanitarian and you are an enforcement officer too as well when it has to do with environment. How do you intend to do that? Because there's something you said when we started the conversation that some people could be adamant, which we know is true. Some people be like, I will do what I want to do. Right? How do you intend to enforce this reduction of plastic waste in our environment?
First, to start enforcement of this reduction of this plastic waste, we have to start with the producers.
The producers?
All those people who produce plastics. They should find a way of recycling the end products of their company. Then there will be sanctions on companies who fails to comply. You don't say because I've offload my goods, people have bought it,
so it's none of my business.
Left for them to go and handle the waste. No. You have to find a way of getting them back. And you take necessary action. It's either you reuse them or you recycle them. And thank God we have a lot of firms, companies that now purchase plastic waste from people. And that one is called waste to wealth. You
Waste to
take the
wealth.
plastic there, they pay you.
True.
So like that, you are reducing the amount of plastic in the environment.
I like that. And let's look at, just recently the Lagos State government has said that there will be a total ban from 1st of July. You have said that also. Looking at steps and procedures to go by it, what happens if people still refuse to oblige? Are you aware, do you know of some of the consequences, so to say? Some persons, if they've not heard that, you will go to 6 months imprisonment, they will just feel, well, nothing is going to happen. Are you aware, or do you know of some of the strategies at which the government or sanitarians like yourself, healthcare workers like yourself, intends to enforce this and be sure that it is implemented?
Let's first take to notice that implementation of banning will take place on July 1st. It's only the single-use plastic.
Only single-use plastic.
Only single-use plastic. And you know what? When someone has been taken as a scapegoat, it will serve as a deterrent to others.
True.
So when they see that, some people have been facing the consequences, they have been facing the music, then others too, they will talk to themselves.
Others will also talk to themselves. So, and that's another very good way. If you're listening to us, we're still having the conversations here. If there are questions, do well to call us on 0904-081-1061 or 0904-082-1061. We're having the conversation here talking about a future without plastic waste. That is the conversation this morning in the studio. This is in line with the World Health Organization ensuring that we have a future without plastic waste in Nigeria, majorly here in Lagos. Now, let's talk about another very important conversation, Mrs. Giwa. General Hospital, Ikorodu, right? I am sure that your department as a sanitarian, you are a principal environment health officer. What are you doing? What is your department doing? What is the General Hospital generally doing in line with this day? Is there any form of campaign, any form of awareness to the general public? Because this is a community called Ikorodu. There are some people that are not still aware yet. What is General Hospital doing? Your department, what are you doing?
But this one we are doing on here now, people will hear it and they will get the awareness. But within the hospital, normally on every day, we talk to the patients. Once you use your plastic or any waste, there are designated bins for them. For the plastic, they use the black lined waste bin, which we call the domestic waste.
Yes.
Or the general purpose waste bin. So that is where they dump their plastic waste. And with the help of a Lion Club of Ikorodu, they help us to build a iron bin where people can go and dispose their plastic waste. And some people will come and take it away. Like that is to reduce our own stress of taking the plastic waste to where it will be needed. So they will take it, they get money from there. And like that, we reduce the amount of plastic. And Ikorodu General Hospital, we give it to our MD, Dr. T.K. Azan, for complying with the Lagos State enforcement on banning of single-use plastic. Even before the enforcement of the banning, as soon as it was pronounced that the use of single-use plastic should not be, nobody is using single-use plastic to serve food. They get a stainless steel for serving food to patients because the health of our patient matters to us.
It matters.
We want them to go home healthy. So we are complying with the banning of single-use plastic. And we have provided alternative, which is the stainless plate. That they use this to serve the patients.
That's at General Hospital Ikorodu here. Now, let us now come down to the layman's term now. We have given out the informations as we should. This is another form of awareness, just like you rightly said. People are listening. Now, can we, in clear terms, state out what people need to start doing? Right? There's this adage in Yoruba that says, it's a thing for you to tell somebody that this thing is not good. It's another thing for you to tell the person, okay, this is what is good. So can you tell us some of the things we Nigerians, we the people here in Ikorodu community, what are the things we should start doing and what are the things we should stop doing from henceforth?
What we should start doing now is to sort our waste from generation. We should separate our waste because all this waste, they cannot be taken care of equally. We have some that will go for composting, some will go for incineration. We have some that will go for biodegradation. So we have to sort them accordingly. Our leaves, our jute stock, our vegetable stocks, we should store them, we should dispose them separately. Aside from nylon, plastic, paper, we should separate them. Papers, cartons, we have people who buy it. We can also sell it out. Our food remnants, our leaves, our juice stock and vegetable stock, we can use the backyard of our house. If you have a space there, we can turn it to compost. We dig the floor, the soil, we pack them inside, we cover it back. In a couple of time, it will turn to compost. If you have anything we want to plant, instead of us going around to go and get getting organic fertilizer, which will later damage our health, we use that one as organic fertilizer without paying kobo, and we are not constituting nuisance to the environment.
I like that. I like that part. Thank you very much for that one. I know you would want to agree with me that there are challenges, there are difficulties as a sanitarian that you are. What are some of the challenges that you think has been one of the major reasons why up until now we still need to keep propagating the gospel that keep your environment clean, keep your environment clean? What are some things that you think has been the major challenge, difficulties that have still made people not adhering to all of this, keep your environment clean?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I think one of the major reasons is people knows people. Some people when you talk to them, they said, I'm this, I'm that. I know this, I know that.
Do you know who I am?
Even your employer. I know your employer. So I can tell them to deal with you, to do this, to do that. But that cannot serve as a threat to us because we know what we are doing. Because our employer, we know because somebody is related to me, is misbehaving, is doing what is not, and backing the person. No. Our own employer does not do that, which is the government. Anybody who commit an offense will face the music. So it is better all of us here now that we don't say because we know somebody, we have to misbehave. No. It is people who know somebody that are supposed to behave well so that you present the somebody that you know to the people as a good people, as a law-abiding person, as a person who enforce law, who does not live on the ego of immunity. So we should start complying with rules, with regulations. We should stop saying we know this, we know that. Nobody is an island of knowledge. We learn every day. Anything we don't know, when they say it to us, even if you don't understand, we ask. Even small children, they can tell us, we elderly, that no, this thing you are doing, they don't do it like that. This is how they do it now. We don't tell them that no, before you were born, I know how to do it. No, things are changing. This is a technology era. So everybody just have to listen and learn, because we have to learn. We have to learn from cradle to grave.
True.
So learning continues, and we have to be obedient. If we elderly are not obedient, what do we want from the younger ones coming behind us? So we have to do things just the way they are right.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Giwa, for that one. Now, in your own rating, let's come down to our community here now, Ikorodu. I don't want you to be biased. I don't want you to be sentimental about it. Over the years, do you think there are improvements with environmental laws? Do you think the people in our community here are really, improving? Are they obeying the laws of keeping your environment safe? Or you think, I'm not seeing any changes, I'm not seeing any difference? Are there changes?
Like I said, that, this our community. We have different locations. And we have different people. Based on their literacy level and willingness to comply. So, you see some areas, they are doing fine. Some, they are just coming. And some, we will say they are stagnant, because we know they will still move. So they are still trying their best. But if you want to rate it to some extent, things are improving.
Things are improving?
Yes, things are improving.
Oh, okay. It's good to know that things are improving according to your own statement. We are gradually getting to the tail end of this conversation, and I want to thank you very much for helping us have an understanding of all of these things. Now, let's talk again about some areas where it looks like, that is where waste is You know, there are some places you go to, even before you get there, you are already perceiving it. You know, there are some areas when you want to pass or go through that areas, you cannot just cover your nose because I don't want to mention names now, but there are some places that place has its own smell and odor. This kind of environment is definitely not favorable to the health, but we have them almost everywhere. Even the developed areas, we have where these things are done. What do you think should be done in that kind of case? Because part of what you're saying is these things affect our health. It disturbs our health. But there are places where they say, oh, this is a waste place where they throw waste. And there are people living in that environment. What can you say to such a situation?
In that situation, it should be a community participation.
Aha.
Because if you said, if they place signs for you, don't throw waste there, or this is where we collect waste. You are not expected to bring your waste from your house without putting it in a nylon. You don't just bring your bin, throw it, take your bin back. No, that's a bad attitude. You have to package your waste in a tight nylon. So that when you drop it there before the Loma people come around, it won't mess everywhere. It won't start to bring odor. And that is why we talk about sorting your waste from source. If you have separated your food waste, those are the ones that quickly decompose and bring about odor. If you have separated them and turn them to compost in your own house, you will have used it to affect other people in the environment. And we shouldn't wait and say it is government problem. It's not government problem. It is ours problem because it is our environment. They won't come and stay in our environment with us. We are the ones staying there. And as we want our environment to be, is the way we should use it. Government are doing their own. Enforcement agencies are doing their own. They are talking, they are enlightening us. But it is now late for us to comply. Even some CDAs, they will call their people, their community people, they will enlighten them, but you still see all these people that have said no. But we just have to encourage them because we can't take them out of this community.
We can't take them out of
So we just have to continue, continuous persuasion will build a result, which I believe.
You mentioned the government, Mrs. Giwa. You mentioned the government like 2 to 3 times. Do you think the government are doing well enough in order to ensure that people are aware and in order to ensure that our environments are clean? For you, do you think the government are doing that? The way you are saying it, we see that, you sanitarians, you're doing your job. We see that some other departments and areas. How about the government? Let's say Lagos State government. Do you think they are doing enough?
Lagos State government is doing enough. Just recently on May 27, they signed a contract with a Zoom Lion company that will be collecting plastic waste in volumes, and they will be turning it to raw material for some industries. That one is part of good things that they are doing for us. Also, the banning of the single-use plastic waste is also an effort. It is now our own to comply. They have tried their own best. If you go to garage now, you see that they just clear the drainage. All this thing in the drainage, the government are not the one that bring it in. It's people who stay around, but they have taken their effort now to bring them out. The best thing for us now is to make sure that we don't take them back inside. So they are trying their own best. It is we community people that should allow their efforts to come out.
The governments are doing well. That is Mrs. Giwa Seriat saying that on the show today. Now let's talk about another important part, drainages, right? Drainage is one thing that happens a lot. If you're not taking care of your drainage, it becomes another situation. There are some areas you go to and then you look at their gutters and you wonder that are these, I don't want to use some words, and you wonder how are you surviving? How is this? Is this supposed to be an individual sacrifice? As a sanitarian, I just want to know, and I believe people at home too would want to know, should it be an individual sacrifice and say, okay, let's bring 2 or 3 people together in the community, or let's always do this every Saturday, or it should be a government thing? Another reason for the question is, recently now, the Lagos State government is saying that we want to go back to every last Saturdays where we clean our environment. Some people don't clean their gutters and drainages because they believe it is the duty of the government to do so. When the government is not doing, what do you think people can do? Should they do it themselves or just still wait there and just expect that magic will happen?
If in our own area we have an open drainage that does not have a slab on top, then we can come out, call ourselves together and take care of it because we are the one who use it. If we still wait for government to come, the effect is on us. And it's better we take responsibility for ourselves. And we should not say because there is ban on last Saturday monthly sanitation,
yes,
we should desist from doing sanitation. No, we are not helping ourselves. We are happy that nobody will disturb me. I have to go out on my own. Nobody will say wait until 10 o'clock on last Saturday. But we are doing bad to ourselves. Even if the enforcement is not there, if they said okay, let's give you some relief, does not mean you should go away from doing the activity. You don't wait for somebody to run after you. Because if you have your own children at home, you give them instruction. Wash this clothes for me, take care of this place, and they don't do it. You don't tell them that, hey, after all, it's my house, I have to do it for them. No, you make sure the children do it. So that is also how we're supposed to clear it. If it is all this one we slap, and we don't have the capacity to do it, all the CDA can come together. They meet the chairman of local government in their area, and solicit for support. Then there will be a change. The drainage will be cleared.
This will be the last question. Thank you so very much, Mrs. Giwa. Today is World Environment Day. And the last question as a sanitarian, what would your advice be to homeowners, house owners, on how to clean their environment? What I mean is this. There are some estates that I'm very aware of. They tell you, oh, there's a woman that comes every three days. She cleans the environment. Oh, people have different ways to say they take care of their environment. For you as a sanitarian, how best can we take care of our environment, our house? Is it a three-day thing? Oh, every weekend? Some houses, Saturdays, Ojo environmental. Some houses, Fridays. How best practice can we take care of our environment, our homes?
In our various homes, I think the house owners,
yes,
in their agreements, not just including if you damage my house, if you break my window, or if you break my door, I will collect social amount. It should also be included there. These are the ways we want to maintain sanitation in this compound. You have to pay for people who come and do it, or you people who agree to be doing it, you rotate it between yourself. And you take proper care of it. And this cleaning of it, we cannot pick a special day for it because we generate what will make the environment to be dirty on daily basis. It's just that we won't do it in a rigorous way that it will affect us, that we'll not be able to do it the other day. And once we have rules, don't litter the compound. If any children take biscuits, take pure water, let there be waste bin around for them to try
instantly
so that it will start littering the environment. And like that, we are letting the children to know that your environment needs to be clean. Like I always tell my own children, you don't trash your waste anyhow. You have to use the waste bin. If I take anything in the bus or anywhere, I keep them in my bags. I don't even trash it in the vehicle.
Mrs. Giwa, you say if you take, let's say, a snacks now, you don't throw it away, you keep it in your bag.
I don't trash the wrapper in the vehicle.
You throw it in your bag?
I keep them in my bag because I don't want to litter the environment. If you trash it in the vehicle will park in one area, in one street, and park everything on the road. Like that, you are contributing to littering of the surroundings. So I don't trash my waste anyhow. I also told my children, you don't trash your waste anyhow. So if everybody can embrace that, then we will have a clean environment.
I want you to advise, before you go, I want you to advise parents and schools too. Talking about children, I remember that these children, they might know little or nothing. And when you look at it, they actually contribute to environmental waste. How best can parents, schools, guardians advise or take care of their children? Just like the way you are saying, you always tell your children to do this and do that. How best can they train these children?
The best way the parents or the school owner or any caregiver can encourage the children to take proper care of the environment is to lead by example. Because it is what you are doing that the children will listen to. We see. They don't listen to what you say. They listen to what you are doing. True. It is what they see that they do. So if everybody is doing well, school owners, they are doing well, parents, guidance, then everything will be okay.
We have to go.
My advice to the general public is to make sure that they don't trash their waste in the public drain. They don't litter the road with their waste. All these people that will park their waste at the back of their vehicle and trash it on the highway should desist from that. Because you don't live in that area, you bring from your own area, you come and put it in other people's area. It's not good. It's not fair enough. So they should stop that habit. And people should embrace cooking from their own home so that they reduce the amount of plastic that they will trash. And if people can stop buying table water in quantities on a daily basis, they should reduce the quantity they buy. You can have your own water bottle, a well-cleaned water bottle. There are now fancy water bottles around that you can use to take your own water. You even be sure of the source of the water that you are taking. If anything happens to you, you'll be able to trace it.
True.
If that can be done, then there will be reduction in all these plastic waste. And anywhere we generate any waste, be it plastic, be it nylon, be it paper, we should not just trash it anyhow. We should look for a place where there are waste bin. And that's why I love where I work, which is General Hospital Ikorodu. Every designation you have a waste bin there that is well lined, and there are instructions there to tell you where to put this, where to put that. So like that, we are keeping our own environment clean. We'll reduce the workload on our staff.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Giwa Seriat. A call has been coming in. I don't know if that call, we could just quickly pick that on 0904081161 or 0904082161. Today on the issues, we actually focus on World Environment Day.
The single-use plastic that has been banned, which is the styrofoam, is the one that you use and you trash it. You don't keep it for reuse. Even before you are done using it, it start breaking. So you cannot keep it for reuse. And you cannot even recycle it. So that is one that is being banned, so that we reduce the amount of plastic waste in the environment.
Thank you. I like that clarification. So, Mr. Friday, you can call back if you want to still call back. Single-use plastic, styrofoams, like they call them. In short, they call it ike fuke fuke. That fuke plastic that you use in buying food, the one-time use. Hello, Mr. Friday.
So, and if they cannot be explaining that to them, they will. But in the first place, me, I'm just looking that are they telling us that we should stop it, or is it not their own work, as in government work to wage war against it? Instead of coming out to say they should not do this.
Thank you.
Be the one that will go after it and ban those people of not producing it again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Friday. Do you want to say something to that?
Mr. Friday, if we said the government should go out, and they have already pronounced the ban on it. But you know what? When people don't buy it, if you are producing something you don't see a buyer, nobody is purchasing it, then you will stop producing it. It also lies on us too as the user. And we should look at the impact on our health. Anything we want to use, we should first follow it. What positive impact would this thing bring to me? What are the negative impacts? Then we weigh the options.
Mr. Friday, you have heard that. I might not be a medical practitioner, but little research tells us that styrofoam, single-use plastics, that one that they usually use rubber band to hold together when you buy food, has a lot of damage than good to the health. It will surprise you to know that that particular plastic, that single-use plastic, could actually cause cancer, right, to your health. So they say to before one is to before harm. It's best that we avoid this. Mr. Friday, you have a point there saying that why can't the government focus on those that produces it? And just like you've heard from Mrs. Giwa, those also buying also have a role to play. Even if at all you see them, don't buy them. By July 1st, 2025, it becomes a very major offense, and if you buy them, you might be penalized for that. Thank you very much, Mr. Isa Mustafa. So what he's saying there, Mrs. Giwa, is that all of these abattoirs, they also cause harm to our health and all that they should lock them all up. Do you have anything to say about that?
What I have to say about that is, if you want to buy something, you go to where you know that they do it well. Because as I don't buy my meat anyhow. I select. I have people that I buy from, and I make sure I see how do they kill the cow. As I have just said, that you don't eat haram meat that you call giver. You don't eat meat that they don't slaughter. The blood does not flow out very well.
Yes.
So that is what he's trying to say. So you should go to a registered abattoir, like the one along General Hospital in Ikorodu there. It's a well-organized abattoir. You should go there and buy from the abattoir.
You've heard that. If you're going to buy meat, please buy from where you can tell that, oh, this place is verified and registered. Don't be part of those. I know somebody that just makes phone calls.
I need meat.
on 5,000. Help me bring meat on 5,000, and he doesn't even know how it goes down, right? So let's take care of our health and ensure that we all stay healthy. Thank you very much, Mrs. Giwa. I don't know if you have any other thing to say before we wrap it up in just 1 minute.
All I have to say is we should make sure we embrace a healthy living habit so that we can have a long life in with a sound health.
Yes, a long life and a sound health is very key, and this is where we draw a curtain to the conversation today on the issues on IKD 106.1 FM. Next week, Thursday, we would have another medical practitioner to join us in the studio to talk health matters, and this is courtesy General Hospital Ikorodu. Special thanks to the MD General Hospital. You call him Doctor. I like to call him Prince. No, I like to call him Prince. Thank you for always doing justice to that, and special thanks to every other medical practitioner at General Hospital Ikorodu. I am Okoyemi Adebambo. Until next week Thursday, same time, same station. Stay healthy.